Happy days. I'm glad people can hear me. That tells me there's one hell of a delay. I can't see my feed anymore, so we'll see how we go. If you can't hear me or anything goes wrong, throw it in the chat and hopefully that'll catch up and I'll be able to see it. All right, so let's get one of these done right off the bat. We just drop this out here. Got all of your names, everyone who entered right up until last night. And my wonderful little bit of code here. And winner number 1, we're going to drop the code in here. We hit enter and it will pick a random name. There we go. So is that Edvardus Vicus? I assume that's how we say it, Edvardus Vicus. You are winner number 1. So we'll have a little play around in FL Studio for a bit, and a few minutes or so we'll pick the next winner. And my chat's frozen as well. That's super fun, isn't it? Let's see if we can get that going again. Boom, 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 boom. That. Yeah, we do that. Maybe we'll be back. There we go. If it freezes again, I'll keep an eye on it. A little bit of Q&A. Congrats, man. Hey, Edward, you're actually here. Awesome. Congrats, dude. Really simple. What I have to do now is send your details over that you popped in the form to ImageLine. My man Josh there will then be in touch with you to basically set up your account and give you your license. So congrats, man. Got 2 more of those to do. I'm really glad that the first one is somebody here because there's hundreds of people in that list. That's awesome. Right. Some of you are going to be familiar with FL, some of you aren't. What I wanted to do is just show a couple of little tips and tricks. You guys throw some questions in and I'll see what I can do from there. So one of the first things I wanted to show is I use FL mainly for sound design nowadays. If you're familiar with the channel, I use Logic for the most part. But FL, just because it's freely routable, does so many other things that you just can't do in other DAWs. So what I was going to do is show you a couple of little things that I like to do. So if we go and grab a sound, we'll just go into Splice so we know we're all good there. And what's in Broken Soul? Let's have a little listen. I want something with some transients and whatnot in to show you this little idea. God, how many folders we got there? Okay, that will kind of work. So what we can do is just drag this in. We'll drop it onto the timeline. And this is a little sample chop method that I shared quite a while ago, but we'll do again. So BPM wise, that's 85. What we'll do, we'll bash this down to something that's different. So let's go, I don't know, 94. So right off the bat, it's offbeat. Look, let's zoom in so you guys can see as well. Yeah, right off, it's offbeat. We probably want it to finish here on the 8. So up here, we can just go into stretch and we can drag it, but it snaps off the grid. If we just hold down Option in my case, because we're on Mac, we can just drag that right in there and we've already fixed one problem. It's now on beat. Press L. Happy days. Now let's say I want to chop that sample up into something different. There's some crazy methods that you can do in FL without getting any of the tools out, any of the VSTs. If I take stretch back off and we'll just drag this down so it's about half a bar chops. Make sure we've got brush mode on. I can just drag these out. Oh, we're not perfect. Zoom in and make it perfect. That like that. So brush tool, just drag these out. It's now giving us a little 4-bar loop there. If we press S, we've got something called the slide tool. I can now chop all of these like so and just drag all the ones I want and make it so it now goes like this. Then once I've done that, I can individually do each. And I can just choose anything I want. So once I've made that little section, maybe I want to drop this back and have it so we can do 2 quick chops here, like so. Cool. And we can just move any sound around as we like and see fit and just drop it in space. Now, if we find that something's like not quite landing on beat or is out of place, we can just hold Option and move it to exactly where we want it to be. It's just a super quick way to work. But as you can see, within a few seconds, really, you can get some kind of idea down for a chopped up sound. Would have been good if I didn't choose something that just looped over and over, but we can just extend that right out, and there we've got that. Hold right click up the top, just drag across like so. There you go. So super quickly, just chop that up into something completely different and new. Now let's see if I can just find a drum break. Brooklyn Breaks. I don't know. Tell you what, right, I'll show you some search stuff as well. So over here, we're in sounds, we're in packs. If we right click, I can do smart find in this folder, and let's put drum, and it will now just cycle through and find drum loops for me. Like so. All right. Let's roll with you. You're super, super quick. So we're going to use the stretch again, and we'll stretch it out to half time it. Hopefully. Or not. That's because we're in slip still. See about there. Considering that's been half-timed, it sounds all right. Now, it's a bit dragged out, but we've got different resample options, and we could do something like the slice stretch here, and it might sound a bit better for us. Or worse. So here we go. Slice map maybe. There we go. Slice map's nailed it for us. Now I could do the same thing as before as well. So let's switch stretch back off. Let's say I want to loop this section here, but then I want to flip it around a little bit at the end. So we'll cut it down, I don't know, just like so. And have another loop like that. Put slip back on, and we could just go and find that little rollout. Super, super easy. And we've not even opened up any tools in FL yet. We've purely just been noodling around with some of the basic editing tools in the playlist. And it looks like my chat's frozen again, so let's just give that a quick refresh. Fun and games of not doing a live for the longest time, literally 2 years. Let's see. No, you're not going to come back for me? Unable to connect to iPad. Ooh, well my chat's on the iPad, so that's not good, is it? Oh, here we go. Happy days. Let me have a quick look through the chat. Did we get any questions? No, 3 copies to win today, so yeah, there's 2 more to do. Sweet, all right, no questions. Happy days. Let's do the next draw then. Flip this back over. And grab my code. To delete that one. We have to go to the next slot. And boom. We got Colby Healed. Congratulations on getting your license. I don't know if you're in here as well, but that is our second one. Edward and Colby so far. You guys got any questions around FL Studio? Maybe I could show you. If not, that's absolutely fine. And we're going to see if I can grab the chat and put it up on here, I think. Because it keeps freezing on me. Here you are, chat. You can live up there. Let me put you there, are you? There you go, you lot can live there. I won't have to keep refreshing that every 2 seconds. So what do we got? Can the FL trial be used for commercial purposes? Technically, no, I believe is the case, although it has happened. I think the Soldier Boy initial release was with FL trial and he just didn't shut it down for the whole project. But no, the idea is you're supposed to buy a license. The trial is a fully functional version. You can save your projects, you just can't reopen them. That's what it is. I'm not going to win now. Well, at the end of the day, there's 3 licenses and it's completely random. So you've got as good a chance as the other 2. I tried to use Zebra 2 VST and it's not working. Can you tell me why? No, not really. But if you jump over to ImageLine support, I'm sure they'll be able to help you out with that. But that's far too vague for me to start troubleshooting a random VST that I don't actually own. You missed the second one. Who won? Colby. How to find a bass note of a loop. There's a couple of ways to do it. If you don't really have any music theory, let's have a little look. Probably not the best example. Let's see if we can find a sample that's good and we'll go over some hacky ways we can do it. I've got a video coming up on the channel that covers that and some ways to do it using some sneaky tricks. But alright, let's take that. And let's approximately get it looped. What did we say? 11 at 75. What should it be? It should be 8 bars. No. Stretch. Somewhere around that. Alright, so let's add something in. I've lost all my presets, by the way. I had to reset my Mac the other day, so I haven't restored them all. So, where are you, Harmer? Don't have all my bass presets, which is kind of sucky. Alright, we'll drop Harmer on there, and let's see. So first off, we know this is in A minor, right? A minor is all the white notes, so we know it's going to launch off of A. One of the first things we can do in the piano roll is set it up so we can see the right notes for that. So let me try and remember everything. We go tools, and we can set it up so at the minute, for example, that it leads off F, so we can see it's highlighting all the notes in F. We want it to highlight the ones in A. I've got to remember where that is on the fly. Might be under view, and then you can get distracted reading the chat at the same time. File label. On, who can remind me where it is? There it is, scale highlighting. So then we can just switch that over to A, and then we have to get into it again. Do scale highlighting, switch it over to minor. It's more than likely just going to be like melodic or natural. Now we can see where the A's are nice and easy. We can probably decide we lead off of an A. Let's just go into Harmor real quick and make it a very boring sound. So select that and just make that like a single harmonic. Be basically a sine wave. Okay. Let's call this. Say what? It's called a trade-off. They give you. I don't think Unders is gonna come at your house. No, it's a digital license. I'm not showing up to people's houses around the world with a boxed edition of FL Studio. As fun as that would be, I'm guessing someone's unhappy with giving their address, but you know, it's what ImageLine said. How many participants have participated? I think there was 170 names after I deleted people who put their names in 30 and 40 times, which was unfortunately a lot. Right, so trying to find the sort of root key or base note of a sample. So we know this starts in A. We've looked at how to find A in something like the piano roll. So now we just have to listen to them in context. So we press L, we go back into song mode. So we can hear that note there, that's probably an A leading off, as it matches up and it moves upwards, and we can hear it moves up in pitch. Because we know it moves up in pitch and we've got these selected out, well, we can very simply trial and error it. It's about there, right? So we can hear straight away that ain't right. Yeah? It's got to be higher up. So we keep, if you don't know your theory or where the notes will be, there you go. We'll keep doing that and matching it and building the bass line that way. That's the easiest way to start out doing it, in my opinion. Until you know your theory, or you've got like a keyboard and you can play it out, which is way, way easier. Like honestly, get a keyboard and do it that way. But this is a way you can find those bass notes relatively easy. I can't just type my parents' address somewhere. Okay, that's fine. At the end of the day, my dude, like ImageLine want the address to set up a registration. If you don't want to put the address in, that's fine. I can't just take emails and names. I mean, if you do a fake address and then you're a winner and then ImageLine can't register it for you for whatever reason, I don't know where it goes from there. Yeah, fine, up to you. I love the layout of FL MIDI. Yeah, I mean, FL's MIDI and the piano roll is one of the like key things about it. The fact you can slide notes like directly in here is just ridiculous. Only with the FL products, but if we take, say, that note, we can then just select these up here, which is a slide, or press S while we're in here, and like automatically ramp that note up. The flexibility of that's just ridiculous. And you can just do insane patterns. Like, to build that in the synth takes ages. In FL, I've dropped Harmor in, made it a single harmonic, put that in, and we're off. Stupidly, stupidly good. I think question-wise, we've done most of that, right? Yep, sweet. What we do, how long are we on? Been going only about 20 minutes, but you know what? Let's get this last one done. And then if there's any more Q&A, I'll do that with you guys. And if not, we will wrap up. No, we don't want that. Where's my list? There's the list. We have to delete Colby. Go to the next one. And get my magical random code. Copy. Boom. And boom. Kyle Allen is winner number 3. So that's Edward, Colby, and Kyle are our 3 winners. What I'll do, guys, is after this stream finishes, I'll go into my database, because as you can see, I've deleted all your info here, so it's just your names being shown. And I'll send that over to Josh at ImageLine. When he's up and about for the day, he will then probably get in touch with you and send you your licenses over. So congrats to the 3 of you. If there's any more Q&A, get at me in the chat now, and I'll answer that, and we'll go over some more bits in FL. Otherwise, that's it. Giveaway over, and I'll sign off. Nice one, Slick. Just saying congrats. Good. That was flexible and accurate. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Like I say, the piano roll and the sound design stuff inside FL is just the best thing about it by far. That and the automation. So if we take our little loop that we just made in Harmor here, if we can so much as describe it as a loop. Let's take Harmor and if we do, let's do something a bit more complex sound wise. Okay, let's now grab that filter. If we right click it, create automation clip, automatically get an automation clip. Because I dropped it into the playlist like this, it's linked to it straight away. And like obviously we can click around and adjust the filter and whatnot. Great. However, there's even faster things that we can do. So if we say want to put like a wobble in, we can right click on it. We can do something like a pulse. We can adjust that pulse, and if we give it a nice level, stretch it around a bit. So we can do square pulse, and now we've got, took seconds to do, would take me ages in Logic. Beat stuff. And we can switch that out, and maybe we want to do a wave, so we can either have triangle or bend it all the other way to sine, and now we've got a wobble bass. Like the speed that you can do that is ridiculous. I don't have to build it in Harmor, I can just drop that in and it's ready to roll in seconds. Which is why I still use FL for sound design all the time. It's just so quick and so flexible. And then the fact that that automation clip can control like anything else. Like if we, I don't know, let's grab the mixer up, which is all over the place because I had to move everything around, make it smaller. And let's say on Harmor, we'll just whack something on Harmor. I don't know what. Yeah, let's do distortion on Harmor. Sure, why not? Just make sure we're not going to blow anyone's ears off. I will just dial a limiter back on here a bit. Okay, so alright, so let's now take the pre and link that to the same automation. So instead of do create automation clip, we do link to controller. We can do internal controller, filter frequency 1. We don't want to remove the conflict, so let's accept it. And now that controls Harmor and the distortion. As far as I know, there's not another DAW where you can just route anything around like that, which is, again, another reason it's so quick and so good for sound design. What to put in my master only for the beat? That varies wildly. Generally, I'd recommend exporting the track before you master it. If it's mixed really well, a limiter, it could be all you need. Maybe just an EQ and a limiter. Stay tuned to the channel. There are some mastering videos coming up that I've done with Ozone 10 that's got loads of info in, especially if you're working with vocals. I've shown how to make the vocals pop out at key moments and dial them back and things. The other one that's kind of important is your vector scope, so your image between left and right. There again on the channel, there's the iZotope 9 vector scope video that really explains that phase correlation, especially with the low end. It's one of the most important things. Mastering is not about making the sound, it's making that audio file the best it can be for the platform it's going to at the end of the day. I'm going to stick with trial for now. Yeah, the trial's there for that reason. It's an expensive bit of software. I wish I could give away 100 licenses. I got 3, you know, is where it is. Who won the third one? Great question. I've forgotten. It was Kyle Allen. Only 3 of them. Number 3, Kyle, we're waiting for the new tutorials. Great. That seems to be it, guys. That's coming around to about the 30 minutes, which is where we planned. If there's anything else, throw it in the chat real quick. Otherwise, I will be checking out real soon. If you've got any quick questions or things that I can show you, like the automation just there, let us know now. Just think, what else could we do real quickly while we're here? I mean, that automation thing's super useful. The way we did the cuts and slides is great. If you missed it before, the search function option, something I use all of the time. Like if we do smart find drums, find us our drum loops folders and whatnot straight away. If we press F3, it will just keep scanning through and find more. Yeah, let's have some drums with what we've just done. Automatically synced in, song mode. I could do more live streams. I just generally haven't over the last couple of years because I just haven't had the facility to do it. I've been really, really busy all the time. I said I'd do this one for the giveaway. I do like doing them. How do I export a specific track? Do you mean like just a stem? It's not overly difficult to export like just one stem or like one particular file. It just has to be linked to a mixer track. Let's take the drums here, for example. And let's say it's going to the channel rack. The drums are just there. If I do Command and L, it'll pop them on a mixer for me. As you can see, they're now on a mixer. When we go to export our tracks, we could go File, Export, WAV file. Let's call it example because I have no intention of actually doing it. Bash it on the desktop, save. When we get to this part here, which I can't make any bigger, but hopefully you can see, we've got split mixer tracks just here. So if we have that selected, anything that's got its own mixer track, like we just made for the drum loop there, that'll get split out separately. And sweet. There we go. Alright guys, I am going to take off from here, I think. Don't seem to be any more questions. If you do, throw it in comments below any of my FL videos, and I generally get back to everyone. I get hundreds of comments a day, but I do my best. And if there's something that repeats a lot or there's something that I've never shown before, I'll probably end up making a video on it for you. And we can head down that route. Let's get on here so we can end our stream. More than welcome guys, and I say to the 3 winners, no, at least one of you is on here. Will be with you in just a bit and get those sent over.